Okay, yeah, so
Yes,
how's it
so
going?
in lesson 5, I am never upset for the reason I think has been difficult, just because I can see how my mind gets stuck on the story.
Yeah,
And I also think I'm right.
yeah.
And I see how powerful it is,
Mm.
thinking that
You
I'm
see the
right.
power.
I
Oh,
see the power in this, but I also see the power of how I've gotten caught up in that way of thinking.
yeah. Yeah, so we're just checking in here a little bit, and Lisa's sharing a little bit about the last lesson. I'm never upset for the reason I think, and and so Lisa was just sharing how she's gets kind of stuck in the story, right? And how the
Yes.
story is a uh, uh, the story is sort of a hypothetical. It's a rehashing of something from the past, right? Probably.
Yeah.
And then so Lisa was also noticing how right that feels. Like I'm angry at this or that thing, and I'm right in that.
And I'm right and I'm justified. I can almost sense kind of a self-righteousness inside me as well,
Yeah.
which is uncomfortable.
Hmm. Yeah. So there's this self-righteous feeling that brings a discomfort. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the discomfort you feel from that is honesty,
Yeah.
because a lot of people feel self-righteous, but they don't recognize how horrible it makes them feel.
Right. I can see that because I've been in that space as well
Hmm.
and not even really realizing where my anxiety comes from. But it's always there. So it just intensifies when I'm in that self-righteous place.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I'm also noticing the projection because it's always outward. It's at someone else, some situation.
Yeah, so she's
Oh,
noticing the projection. It's always an outward
yeah.
directed thing. And in the text, the Course addresses everything. It addresses this very thing, and it says that the body was made to attack. The mind is mind. It can't attack. So the mind projects its guilt, projects its fear onto the body, and now the body does the same thing. It's this constant pushing away because we keep pushing the problem further and further and further away from the source. So then it gets pushed first onto the body, and then the body pushes it onto others, and then others push it onto others, and it just keeps this chain going. And the whole time the ego just doesn't care. It's just wringing its hands because it keeps moving us away from the truth. The self-righteousness, the Course tells us, is uh, well, it's no surprise, it's arrogance. And so one of the most arrogant things we can do is put ourselves in the role of God, because now I'm right. I'm self-right, oftentimes at the expense of everything else, because everything else, the world situation, everything else is wrong. And I'm right. You're wrong and I'm right. And, and what could be more chaotic than having 7.5 billion people on the planet, each a splintered fragment of the one mind we share, a seemingly splintered fragment, just just propagating separation. The ego keeps just enough sanity around through judgment. Its judgment is its tool for keeping just enough sanity to keep it going from totally insane. But what we find is we want to dissolve even the judgment, and then it's only love that comes through. So we're just processing a little bit, and so I'll share that after the last class, after we did the last lesson, number 5, was it number 5 or number 6? Yeah, yeah. So after number 6, I was on a hike, and I was feeling this anger. I can't remember what I was angry about, but there was this anger that was coming up, and so it reminded me of something that I wanted to share. We do not have to perfect these lessons. Perfection is not required. The only strong recommendation, or dare I say a requirement, is to practice them. And so we practice them and even watch ourselves fail at them. So I can be angry, I can be totally angry, and at the same time be saying in the background, I'm upset because I see something that's not there. Or I can be angry. Like, what makes you more angry than raising up quickly and hitting your head on the underside of the table? Bonk. You just want to smash that table. You just want to, wait a minute. Okay, I'm not angry. I'm not upset for the reason I think. It is not that table. There must be something else. And later we find out what that something else is. The other thing I want to mention is that as you progress, as we progress in this practice, the ego catches wind. The ego is so sly, it catches wind of your progress. And like you said, it knows the power of these lessons. And it just rides in the background, and it will stir something up to keep you feeling like you're not advancing, but you are. So I wanted to share that to remind yourself to be gentle, gently stay with the practice, and be willing to do it all wrong or less than perfect. Okay. And that alone is a huge tip. If you try to just get it right and set your clock to this and get it all perfect, then the ego will grab a hold of that too. So let's start today comfortably seated, soles of the feet together, little space between you and the bolster, lean against the wall, close your eyes, let your head be in a comfortable position. Lesson number 7. I see only the past. Slowly curve forward. That's it. Let your shoulders drop. You can walk your hands out. Use your hands to support the shape as needed. Now, I love how this lesson starts off by saying, this idea is particularly difficult to believe at first. In many ways, this is such a fundamental concept to our success, to our awakening. If we can begin to acknowledge that is only the past we see from moment to moment, not only would we carry the past into the moment, in section 3, it talks about just simply looking at a cup. And how would you look at a cup with beginner's mind? How would you not know how that cup would break if it were to fall? How would you not know what that cup was designed to hold if we didn't bring past experiences into the present moment? It's a very practical example of how we do that. Slowly raise yourself up. Good. Okay, we're going to introduce a new shape. You're going to spin around. Change my mind. You're just going to lie back with your head on the bolster, knees bent, and your feet on the floor. And you'll have a strap. Okay? Then you're going to bring the strap around the ball of your left foot. Okay, take hold of the strap. And then you're going to extend your left leg out so that the left knee is the same height as the right knee. In fact, you can just very mildly have your knees touching. The knees touching. And for the moment, the knee is straight, the ankle is flexing, the toes coming towards you, your shoulders dropping. For the moment, resist the desire to wrap the strap around your fingers. See if you can have some time just as Lisa is here. Squeeze your thigh muscle to extend your knee. Engage the shin muscle to flex your ankle. Bring the toes to you. It's excellent. Now, the moment we come into a shape like this, based on past experiences, even just watching something like this, you might have this idea that you're supposed to be stretching your hamstring, you're supposed to be pushing yourself, you're supposed to be bringing the leg closer to you. No, forget that. Bend your knee, put your foot on the floor, and put the strap around the ball of the right foot. Do you need to rest on your hands? If so, just have a rest. The knees touching, the right knee now extending. We're just exploring the knee. We're exploring the ankle. We're exploring the way the hands have to grip the strap. Is there a right or wrong to the shape? No. But the cues and everything about it, just like A Course in Miracles, everything about the words here move us toward a place of increased mobility, which helps increase balance, helps improve circulation. We want all the positive side effects that come with practice. The side effects to the Course in Miracles is more peace and happiness in life, period. That's the goal. Okay, that's good. Release. That's it. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Now, bring the left knee toward the center of your chest. Interlock your fingers behind the thigh. That's it. Sink the knee toward the center chest, nice and easy. Soften into the shape. Now, sometimes the shape itself will bring up memories or emotions or thoughts of the past. It's pretty much impossible for any of us, especially as a new student to the practice, to go through a day and not have memories about the past. Okay, so what purpose would we give the memories? What purpose would we give the thoughts that come in, which we know are, according to the Course, are only the past? We can repurpose them. Instead of dwelling on the past, we can use them to heal. That's the proper use of a memory. Some opportunity for forgiveness. Lower your foot. And bring the right knee toward the center of your chest. Soften into the shape. Let the yoga come to you. I think of the Avita yoga practice as a way of going back through time. So welcoming the past and letting it come up so that conflict from the past, pain from the past, emotions that are evoked from the past can be forgiven and healed and solved. It is from this present moment, this holy instant, that we can look upon a memory, a thought, and let it go. It's always a process of forgiveness. Lower your foot to the floor. Interlock your fingers under your head. Stretch your legs out onto the floor. Just let the feet flop to the sides. Rest heavy. Keep your eyes closed. Turn your head to the right. The lesson says, I see only the past. It is the reason why nothing that you see means anything. It is the reason why you have given everything you see all the meaning that it has for you. This is that self-righteousness that we were talking about in the beginning. It is the reason why you do not understand anything you see. Well, of course not. I keep bringing the past into the present moment. So how could I see anything as it really is? How can I see with beginner's mind if I see only the past? See, so this is a gentle acknowledgement of the human condition, which is not wrong, but it's also not right. Slowly turn your head through to the left. Soften, feel the shape, and it continues. I see only the past. It is the reason why your thoughts do not mean anything and why they are like the things you see. It is the reason why you're never upset for the reason you think. Seeing only the past is the reason why you are upset, because you see something that is not there. And remember, you do not have to understand this. Don't try to understand this. We just gently, gently practice. You go through your day, you do all the things you have to do, you take care of the people you have to take care of. Just let this gentle, gentle mantra come in. Bring your head back to the center. And your arms to your sides. And roll onto one side, push yourself up. And find a comfortable seat. Seated comfortably with your eyes closed as a gentle outer symbol of a gentle inner commitment. Bring your hands to your heart. I see only the past. As an ego, as part of the human condition. Very helpful acknowledgement. I see only the past. Namaste.